Hey there, my name's Matthew. I'm the C# artisan, and this is the first video in a new series I'm doing on the topic of AI. That's right, AI. AI, AI, AI. Ay. It's all anyone can talk about these days. And in fairness, it's an important topic, something that we all need to engage with and understand. Now, I want to say up front, I am in no way an AI expert. I'm just like you. I'm swimming with the tide here, trying to make sense of all the changes and the new technologies. So I've got a lot of questions, and I'm hoping we can explore them together. The other thing I want to mention is the state of the art with AI. It's changing rapidly. So today is what? September 3rd, 2024. By the time you watch this video, things are going to have changed. So just take it with a grain of salt, just like you would the search results from an AI query or something like that. You know, things are changing, and what I tell you today may not be quite as relevant tomorrow. So what do I want to talk about in this video? I want to talk about RAG. Now, RAG has got to be my nomination for the least appealing acronym ever. It's really bad, but what does it stand for? It stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. Well, that's clear. That pretty much just clears it all up, doesn't it? Not at all. And if you search around and try to do some of the tutorials, a lot of them don't help that much either. So what I want to do is kind of come at this from a high level and just talk about what RAG is, what problem it solves, why this technology has emerged, and also kind of how we need to be a little careful with it. So here we go. Retrieval Augmented Generation. So by now, most of us have used a chatbot that's AI enabled or an AI enabled search engine. And what that means is we've interacted with a large language model, or LLM. So that's the giant mathematical model that's used to generate these natural language responses. And an important fact about a large language model is it has a data cutoff date. When somebody makes an LLM, they gather a bunch of data, they crunch the numbers, and they build this model. Well, anything that happens or is discovered, or knowledge that occurs after the cutoff date, isn't baked into the model. So one of the things we can do is try to find out what LLMs are in play and when their cutoff dates are. So I've got Perplexity up here. So let's go ahead and ask it. What LLM or LLMs does Perplexity.ai use? Let's see what it says. So it's talking about these proprietary models. That's kind of interesting. We may circle back on that. And then the third-party models, GPT-4 and Claude 3, are the most current ones that it's using. So now let's ask Perplexity what it knows about those. What is the data cutoff date for GPT-4? And it has been updated. And the latest one, GP4 Turbo, has a cutoff date, we think, of December 2023. Though if you read through this, there's some discussion and varying opinions. But still, let's just stick with that. And then how about Claude 3? So it has been updated to March 4th, 2024. Great. So now I'm going to ask Perplexity a trick question. I'm going to ask it about something that if all it knows about is GPT-4 and Claude 3, it shouldn't know about. So what is a banded dragonfish? When was it discovered? I know this is a hugely important question, and many of you have been up sleepless at night wondering about the banded dragonfish. So let's find out. So the banded dragonfish is a newly discovered species, discovered and published September 3rd, 2024. So how does Perplexity know about it? how can it know about the banded dragonfish when Claude and GPT-4 don't have any way to know about it? So this is where RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, comes into play. So to the best of my understanding, here's what's going on. First, Perplexity takes my prompt, what is a banded dragonfish, etc., and it does some kind of traditional web search. So it searches the internet using a good old-fashioned search index, which is cumulatively updated and which does know about things from last week or this week, September 3rd, 2024. I actually think this paper was published last week, but never mind. So it does this traditional web search, which, if you've ever used a search engine, you know it brings back a ranked set of results. Then it takes those results, in some cutoff, the top 10, top 100, I don't know what, and it splices those together with your original prompt. And again, we don't really know what it's doing under the hood exactly, but I'm imagining it's something like this. What is a banded dragonfish and when was it discovered? When you answer this, please bear in mind these recent events and search results, and then it gives those search results. So it actually feeds the search results, the retrieval, into the LLM. So the results of the retrieval augment the prompt. They're mixed in with the prompt, and then it's sent to the LLM. So there you go. Retrieval Augmented Generation. And that's how Perplexity can, in this case, correctly, we think, answer something current. And it works for other current events too. It's up to date. So that's RAG. So just a couple thoughts, things to keep in mind. One thing it shows us is that traditional index-based web search is not going away anytime soon. In fact, it's a key component of these systems in order for them to handle current events and new knowledge. The other thing is that techniques like search engine optimization, which have been used for years to influence the search results of traditional index-based web searches, are still in play. And I've actually read about people who did things like they put a bunch of text in white on a white background on a website, which is kind of the definitive authority on some topic, like their personal bio, waited a bit, and then they noticed that the chatbots started parroting back some of this text that no human can see. It's in there, but it clearly has been picked up and indexed by whatever web search index is being used in the retrieval step. And then it's getting mixed in with the results by the LLM. So they were able to very simply and clearly game the system and have the LLM repeat back stuff that it had essentially been fed. So you can think about that and think about the implications for accuracy and abuse. And maybe you want to start a new business of modern search engine optimization where you figure out how to game the chatbots. So that's RAG. That's what it's for, what it does, and some maybe cautionary notes about how we need to keep it in mind as we interact with these systems.